Everybody, it's your boy Wildest Dreams coming back to you with the next movie review down the pipe. Godzilla, King of Monsters. Yeah, definitely had the privilege of checking that out yesterday with a wife in IMAX, and this would be a pretty short, straight cut review. Like, this movie is not really that in depth, so I don't feel as though it requires a lot of in-depth topic and discussion. So it should be pretty clear cut to the point. First things first, this movie is lit. Let's just put that on the table. It's lit. The action is on point. The special effects, everything about this movie is larger than life. And if you don't see it in IMAX, you doing a disservice for yourself. The sheer size of these creatures, a regular movie theater screen, though they are big, cannot do it justice, man. Like, it's massive. The fights are engaging. Like, it's pure bliss. Monster on monster violence. It's basically cut in the same vein as Pacific Rim. Very large creatures fighting against each other. The very first Godzilla, it had a negative that a lot of people almost unanimously thought about it. It wasn't enough Godzilla, man. That movie was a little over 2 hours long, I believe, about 2 hours and like 20 minutes. And it felt like it was probably collectively 12 to 15 minutes of Godzilla in the first movie. Even though they quote something crazier like 30 or 40 minutes, which I believe is complete and utter BS, but that's neither here nor there. This movie does not suffer from that same issue. You want monsters? They give you monsters. You want some more monsters? Here go a little bit more monsters. Hey, y'all heard you wanted some monsters? Here you go, some more monsters. It's just like, it's on top of just crazy fight scenes that are larger than life of these behemoths going at it. Like, it's dope to look at. And now this movie, which I saw a few reviews from critics stating that though the action is intense, the story is lacking because of the human element, or it's too much human storylines throughout the movie. I personally don't agree. I felt like it was balanced well between monster mayhem and the humane side of things. You know what I'm saying? You can't just have a movie with pure fighting of creatures, because what's the story? You know what I'm saying? And then you don't want just a movie of pure human talking dialogue, because then you get Godzilla 2014 that came out. It's just boring, and you're sitting there in your seat and you're waiting for an actual scene to get hype about with the creature you basically paid your money to come see. This movie, it moves at a very fast clip too. It starts fast. You clearly get pulled in as to what's going on, why everything is going the way it is. The trailers released for this movie is kind of misleading. Again, I'm not a Godzilla fan. I would never claim to be. I remember watching some of the old school Godzilla Japanese movies when it came on the old Sci-Fi channel back in the day with the guy in the rubber suit. I remember watching those, but I would never say that I'm a Godzilla fan. I would never challenge nobody who has knowledge of Godzilla. But to me, the trailer was cut in a way that was misleading to what the movie actually was about and what was actually going to take place in the movie. So, as I'm watching it, it was unfolding in a different direction. I was like, okay, that's kind of a curveball, but I like it. So I'm not going to go too much to the plot and story of things if your mind is expecting something else. The human characters in the movie, they were all passable to me. Yeah, it was a couple of them kind of got underneath my skin, aggravated me a little bit with stupid things they were doing here or there. But for the most part, everybody was all right. Nobody had a standout performance. Millie Bobby Brown, the girl from Stranger Things, she's in it. Excuse me. She did fine. Nothing to write home about. She did fine. O'Shea Jackson, plays a dude in the military. He did fine. Like, again, like, it was just, the humans were fine. The action is what catapulted this movie, and the special effects is what lifted that movie greater than what it is, and it could have fell flat had they not got the creature design right and the action scenes right, because all the creatures are amazing. Godzilla looks amazing in the glory. Rodan, Mothra, Ghidorah, all of them. It's just, they're all, like somebody said, it looked like they gave fans of Godzilla a big budget and said, give us a movie. All in all, I'm definitely going to have to recommend this movie. I don't think it's really spoiling anything, because there have been speculation of this going forward, that this movie is going to end up leading to a Godzilla vs. King Kong mashup. That may be the next movie that they come down the pipe with. I don't know, because it is left pretty wide open the direction in which this movie could go. Yeah, I'm going to have to recommend this movie. If I'm grading it on pure enjoyment, I'm giving it 4 out of 5 Wildlands. If I want to get technical and nitpick the story and the this and the that, then it'll probably drop down to about a 3 out of 5 Wildlands. So take what you will like that, average them together, get 3 out of 5 Wildlands. Well, 3.5 out of 5 Wildlands if you want. But overall, I recommend this movie. See it on the biggest screen possible. Do not rob yourself of this visual and audio experience. See it. Don't fire stick it, because your TV, though you may have a big TV, it won't do it justice. So, yeah, definitely go check this movie out. Godzilla King of Monsters, now playing in theaters. And I'll catch y'all in the next review.